Hi, reporting from my kitchen. The washer is on, so hopefully it's not too distracting for myself and for you too. I don't know, I just felt like talking about something. I don't know what, just something in my brain was like, just turn on your camera and you'll figure it out. So I'm here, and these past couple weeks I've been feeling very just exhausted, and I think it's because there's just so much going on, like Mercury retrograde. Is that still happening? I don't know. I don't really follow it to a T, but I have some idea of it. Then something about Venus ended, and then something about North and South Node. So it's just been like very tiring and mentally exhausting and physically exhausting couple weeks. So during pretty much the month of January, I have been listening to a lot of different YouTubers kind of like go over, I don't even know what my Google search or YouTube search looks like. I guess a lot on self-concept and trying to shift my mind to think more positively, which I've been mastering, but like obviously it's life. Things will come up to the surface and try to like pull you in different directions, and that's been happening a lot. So I've been trying to like refocus and stay in alignment. So it's a lot of meditation, a lot of just like watching YouTube videos, and you know, like I watched one the other day on healing emotional triggers. So for me personally, if I feel triggered about something, I usually withdraw, and I kind of like form this block around me and try to push whoever is triggering me out of the picture, and kind of like, I don't know, form a shield. And that's always been me, and I never thought of something like wrong with that, I guess, because usually my intuition is pretty spot on. Like if I sense trouble, usually that's like the first thing I do. I'm just like, I just cut communication and just like remove myself. And if I'm in a position where I cannot do that, then I will like just try to do minimum contact and very like surface level things. But anyway, what I learned is a trigger, it's like it's blocking entry into a wound that I need to heal, which I never thought about that ever. So it's not the person that's triggering, it's something much more deeper than that, and I never knew that. Like Christina Lopes, I love her stuff. She said a trigger acts as a decoy to hide away from some deeper wound within you. So some people, instead of like doing what I do, which is like withdraw and kind of just put this shield up or this block, some people lash out. I have done that in my life, obviously, but I'm a pretty like calm and level-headed person, so for me to like lash out like that's very rare, and it must like be something very like hurtful or painful for me. So yeah, you know, she did say without an unhealed wound there are no triggers. So yeah, sometimes with this twin flame journey, like I know in my heart what it is, and like I knew the feelings that I had, and I was so shocked by it that like I knew there was something more to it, especially now. The second time, I guess, meeting them after like a long time. The first time I didn't know what it was because I was pretty young, but I knew like I was like instantly attracted to this person, and that like we just like clicked instantly. But I don't know, it just ended badly. So again, I pretty sure I like blocked them the first time around, and was just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this, and that's not cool, and I'm over it. Like, I will not let someone have this type of power over me to play with my feelings and emotions and use me. So the second time, I saw them a few months ago, and yeah, pretty much what I had felt was confirmed to me when I saw them. And like, I don't know, I was just acting in ways that I'd never ever act around like other people. So I'm just like, what is this? It's like so out of like character for me. So usually like I feel pretty like confident and I don't know, sexy and stuff like that. And then that day that I saw them, I felt none of those things, and I was anxious, and I was just super quiet, or I was blabbing on about who knows what. So yeah, I knew something was up, but of course I didn't know like what it was until like I was like, okay, so we like trigger each other, because immediately after I met them the second time around, I went through a dark night of the soul, which took me like 5-6 months to figure out what was going on, because I'm like, I never act this way about anybody, and like, why is this having such a big effect on me? So like they triggered a bunch of like rejection wounds in me, like fear of abandonment, just like, I don't know, a bunch of stuff which I can get into some other time. But I'm like, what? Like, I shouldn't, like, I never feel this way about like anyone, and like if someone does kind of like reject me, I just kind of like, all right, whatever, and I like move on, and I like couldn't move on at all, and like I'm still kind of like healing all my very old stuff plus this stuff. I think I've gotten a better handle on it now, but obviously if I still see them on Instagram or other social media stuff, I still kind of get triggered, and it's very annoying. So I actually had to like, first I hid their stuff from me so it wouldn't pop up, because it was popping up all the time, which just made me like angry, and also like, they're so cute. But then I was like, no, anger. So then I recently, a couple of weeks ago, just like removed them entirely from my Instagram. I didn't block, I just unfriended so I could just like not see any of this stuff, because like we haven't talked to each other in months, and it was just like such a shitty I guess shitty separation, I guess, or like explanation why. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was very painful. Like that dark night of the soul, oh my god, I don't know how like I honestly made it. I don't think I ever cried so much, and it wasn't just like that fear of rejection, or like fear of like not being good enough and this and that. It was just like so many other things from childhood, like sexual abuse, just like growing up, how, you know, people like doubted me, and, you know, I still like push forward, but I had to like do a lot of reflection and like things to like why my self-concept was so low, and why that someone's rejection has such a big effect on me. Like, it shouldn't matter, like, which I know now, but like at the time I was just like, what the heck? It's like, this never happened to me, and this happened to me twice with the same person. Like, no, never again. But then at the same time, my brain was just like, this is like you. That is your twin flame, essentially. So whatever you don't like about, or like whatever you need to heal, I'm gonna shine a freaking mirror so you see it, so you can heal. So yeah, there's still a lot of anger there. I'm trying to get more, like, I'm obviously thankful that they rejected me, and to who knows what they're thinking. Like, they may not have thought like they rejected me at all, but to me it was big time rejection, and it fucking hurt so bad. But yeah, so that's a big emotional trigger that I still need to sort out. It's getting there, very baby steps, I would say. So yeah. Well, when I was watching Christina Loeb's video about this, she did say like, people sometimes can get like addictive behaviors, like emotional eating, or I don't know, gambling or gaming or drinking, and they're just distracting behaviors. I don't really have any of that. I just overthink a lot and play the situation and how I felt in my mind like over and over. So I guess that's like addictive behaviors. That has calmed in the last few months, but I am concerned that if this happens in the future, that it's just gonna like throw me, I don't know, off my 2 feet, and I'm back to like square one. But at the same time, I know how to handle things a lot more. It's still tricky though. Whew. So yeah, as I was saying, she mentioned the best thing to do is to change your views on the triggers. So like, they're actually like showing you the unhealed wounds within you, so you can like move on from avoiding or withdrawing to like, hey, there's a big issue here, and like once you like admit it to yourself and like try to figure out what that is, it'll kind of decrease that fear that you have within you of it like happening in the future, because at least you're aware of it and you're taking note, and that's what matters. And like, I would definitely say the past couple months, those triggers were definitely controlling me, whereas like I should be controlling them. So it's interesting and very tough. Yeah. So I have been doing some of the things that she suggested, which is like recognize it, meditate. So usually if I am overthinking or kind of like in a negative headspace, or just need to connect with my guides, I will go ahead and meditate. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes, 20, sometimes it's an hour. It really depends what's going on. And journal about why you feel what you feel, and yeah, I'm doing these videos and I am also writing, but writing takes a bit more effort for me personally. And sit with it and process it. So she mentioned like your soul isn't afraid of emotions. It's able to handle different emotions, but you should more like feel it like within. And also another thing I've been doing that she mentions here is like inner child talk. So sometimes if I am like in a really, really tough spot, which was pretty much the month of January, I will like kind of cross my arms and kind of like close my eyes and say to myself, and like picture the little version of me and like me holding a little version of me's hand and saying like, I'm right here, I'm not gonna leave, you have nothing to fear, I support you, I'm here for you, and I hear you, and we're gonna like get through it together. And honestly, I did it like 2 different times, maybe 3. And it really does like calm you down a lot. It takes a while though to get into the gist of it, because it is kind of like awkward. You're like, what? I don't remember what it was like being little me. So I think like what I did was remember, oops, sorry, this thing keeps moving. So what I did was kind of picture this moment where I was super scared at home. Like for some reason, when I was really afraid, I would like run to my room, close the door, and hide in my closet. And like, honestly, that did echo in my previous relationship, except I would hide or lock myself in the bathroom when I was just so overwhelmed and couldn't like escape an argument, or like where I just felt like all the walls were closing in. I just went there and like try to get away and process my thoughts. And I don't want to ever do that again. That is for sure. But I need to feel safe, and I need to feel protected, and that I'm being heard. And I think in my previous relationship, I always felt like I was never being heard and supported. So just another thing to remember in the future, that's super, super important to me. But anyway, oh my god, this is so long. Sorry, this was my video on emotional triggers, and how are you guys holding up? Do you have any tips for how to stop yourself from building up that shield wall, or if you're not like that, from lashing out? I'm interested to know.